Silchenko, thank you so much for coming and joining us. We have a fantastic professor, intellectual, speaker, just a woman who's after my own heart with her own power, and recently published author, I might add, for our wrap-up keynote on the first. Oh, look at that, beautiful. That is a thick book.
500 pages, ladies and gentlemen. That's a
crazy.
serious statement. Yeah.
I think my first book will be 20 pages, but okay, cool. My first book will be like Dr. Seuss, and your first book is like the Bible, which is just amazing. I'm so glad you accepted this invitation. I'm so glad you're joining us. It's good to have your international worldly presence. You're our wrap-up keynote for the first day of Digital Week Online, and we're just honored, and it's also, of course, International Women's Day, and we're featuring all these female intellectuals and businesswomen, and it's just a beautiful thing. And I could not think of a more appropriate wrap-up of our day than you. You're esteemed in our heart, you're esteemed in our intellect, and I'm going to pass it to you. And like I like to say, the best part about this day is I get to put myself on mute and just be quiet. So Victoria, very happy to have you, and I'm passing the ball to you, and go for it.
Thank you so much, Gordon, and I really appreciate our friendship. I'm a big fan of yours, as you know, and I'm waiting for your book as well, by the way. I thought that you are writing a book, but, and by the way, you don't have to be on mute.
No, sorry, I have to come back on that. So, like, my wife is giving me a hard time. I'm using air quotes there on that book.
Your wife? Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm having some domestic drama. It's just a whole different story.
You are writing a book, right? As far as I know, you are writing.
Oh, yes.
As long as you're in the process, my friend, it's fine. Listen, I thought that I would write my book in 3 months. It took me, I wouldn't want even to admit how many months. Actually,
well,
yes.
I'm sorry. Did it cost you a marriage?
As long as you're writing, it's fine. So.
Yes. Okay. Well, now I have no choice. Just because I need to shove it. To be real honest, and I'm sorry for taking your time. To be honest, I need to do it just to shove it in a couple people's faces to be like, haha, see, I did it. So that's almost more motivation.
And
than
now you
else.
made a public statement. You know that. Now you're talking. This is a public statement. You are writing a book, and we will see your book very soon. So you're not defining, no pressure, no deadline, but as long as you're in the process.
I am in the process. Okay, now I'm passing to you. Now I'll remove myself.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, and talking about Women's Day, Women's Day, guys. I was actually thinking about this whole. Think about men and women, and it got a little bit complicated in the past few years, I guess. And I honestly think that as women, we need to be inspiring. If someone wants to write a book, let's inspire them to write a book. Let's have a little bit more encouraging words. Words matter, and so much negativity right now that I feel that if you look at the word from the energy perspective, I feel that we should restore the balance between male energy, which is absolutely great. I mean, we have innovations, we have inventions, we have lots of scientists who are males, and we have also lots of scientists who are feminists. Obviously, I would love to restore, the balance as, in a classic way. Family energy is caring, is inspiring, is kind, and that's probably what word needs right now the most. And again, thank you so much, Gordon, for your very kind introduction. I'm in Los Angeles right now. I actually just got back from the East Coast. I am teaching. Actually, I have a PowerPoint presentation, so I like to have sessions very interactive, but I see that we probably more on a mute situation right now. As I see, Gordon, you muted yourself, so I'm going to share with you guys.
I'm here. You have an audience.
Yeah?
Go.
Yeah. No, I'm going to share my, my slides, and I honestly like slides because I also like to, to send you guys. You can. I can send you the whole PowerPoint presentations that you can, you can use. As I am an educator, can you guys see? Can you guys see the slides? Yeah.
Maybe press F5 so you get full screen.
Okay, hold on a second.
F5. F5. Function 5.
Hold on. How do I do this?
So on your key, oh, hold on 1 second. So move the mouse.
How do I do that? It's like I have a full screen. Yeah.
On your keyboard, press F5 on your
F5.
keyboard.
Okay.
F5. Function 5.
F5. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work.
Go view. Go view. Oh, you have you have 311 slides.
No, it's not. I'm going to just to show a few slides. It's not 300.
Okay, well, Victoria, if you want, click on view, and the menu, click view. Up. Yeah, that one. Hold on, stop. That one. Click. No, the other one.
View. Are you sure?
No, the one next to it. Click. Yes, click.
Okay, fine. We got
Yay! All right, cool.
Yeah, we got
Good job.
So a little bit about me, guys. I'm adjunct professor at Lutheran University. So as I just explained, that was my first time actually I did my course on Zoom, which was very interesting experience. I mean, there are some pluses and there are minuses, and the pluses were, as I explained, I could invite amazing speakers to enrich students' experience, such as Gordon Einstein. We had a bunch of venture capitalists from all over the world. We had blockchain people. We had the whole Shark Tank presentation with local investors judging presentations. Again, at the I call it entrepreneurial mindset. Entrepreneurial mindset is always look for opportunities to make things better. So yeah, we can't meet offline, but okay, what can we do within the new limits? Okay, so we can actually invite pretty cool people who wouldn't be driving, for example, to my class otherwise. So I'm a published author right now. Again, I have a book, Race and Rise. Again, I wrote this book because I couldn't really find anything on entrepreneurial finance. So in this book, you guys find pretty much everything you need to know for raising capital, venture capital, crowdfunding, royalty financing, blockchain-based crowdfunding. Everything is in this book. Again, I wrote it, from my heart, as I could see lots of people are being confused. We are living in an overflow of information. It is very difficult to see what exactly you need. Again, as I am actually telling my students, everything is Googleable, but again, we need to know what to Google. So it's available, Amazon.com, and you can just, just type in my name, Victoria Silchenko. Check it out. It is not advertisement. I literally, every sentence I wrote in this book, guys, I mean, I know it's 500 pages, but it's only 500 pages because it was supposed to be actually 3 books. And I decided, okay, this is going to be just 1 book. Every sentence makes sense. Every sentence you will learn something. I can promise you. So I'm a writer. I used to write a lot, especially before my book. I was writing for Huffington Post, Los Angeles Business Journal, and so on. So again, I'm pretty visible. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to report that my book was actually #1 in new release in venture capital crowdfunding for at least like first 4 weeks. I was checking. So my contact information, my best way to basically connect with me would be on LinkedIn. I think I'm less active on Facebook, but I'm also on Facebook. So that's my contact information. A little bit of inspiring quotes for you guys, because again, everyone is I assume that the audience, everyone is whether entrepreneur, want to be entrepreneur. And actually, one of my favorite quotes is by Jack Ma: opportunities lie in place where the complaints are. So the problem with, I think, modern entrepreneurship right now is that we are trying to impress investors more than thinking of the idea, who is your customer? And customers are people who need you to resolve their problem. So again, I wanted to get back to basis, and basis is that entrepreneurship is about solving problems. What is the problem you want to be resolved? And again, as an expert in venture financing, I can assure you that there are funds, there are money, there are basically numerous channels that you can use right now in the digital world to raise money. The point is you have to be able to justify your venture. What is your venture? So if you're just making a beautiful presentation, or well, this is my idea and give me just 100 million, I just absolutely love this cartoon, for example, that's not going to work, because again, the world is digital. I love it. We're all very much connected and borderless. And as I keep telling everyone, my students and my consulting clients, the capital is just mouse click away. But then again, the competition is pretty brutal. The competition is also global right now, guys. So if 20, 30, 50 years ago, when you're entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you would
Victoria, I have to do one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let's see if we can see this.
You have to do.
You see that?
Yeah.
That's your book on my Kindle.
Oh wow! Cool.
Okay.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yes. Back to you. But you're now on my Kindle. I bought your book.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No. Thanks so much. Check it out. I mean, I honestly like still, paperbooks, because I like to, flip.
I'm too mobile. I unfortunately had to give away my books and donate them. Now everything is on Kindle. I literally just bought your book.
Okay, cool. But the cool thing about having it in kindergarten is that there are links that you can basically, like when I'm talking about crowdfunding platforms, which like you literally you click on the link and you are there already. So I did a research for you guys. That's why I'm like, I'm on LinkedIn. I have quite a following. I don't know how many, like over 30,000 people I think following on LinkedIn, and literally on every day I'm getting a request for someone. Can you help with money? Where do we go? And I'm like, guys, just buy my book. I literally have links of funds there. I have links of funds. You just click. I did a job for you. It took me years, guys. I mean, please. I'm not like saying.
You're awesome. I'm reading this tonight.
Making money from my book. I did it for you guys. Just use this. Use it. It's just like right there, So, but thank you. Yeah, I appreciate giving it a shot, Gordon. So why do we need funds for? I'm actually asking sometimes question. So we of course we need money, but why do we need? Like I for example, I fund my conference with my very own money. Then you basically you sell tickets, you sell sponsorships. So I was pretty much cash positive from the day one. But typically startups are not cash positive from the day one. So usually when I ask this question, what do we need funds for? People say, well, obviously working capital, hiring people, doing marketing and so on, and we need to grow. So what I want to emphasize, guys, is that you need funds not just to grow. You need funds actually to be able to fail. You're getting market feedback, right? You're getting market feedback. Market feedback, for example, is negative. Most of the time it's negative for any startup. Startup is an experiment. So you need funds to experiments, and if you fail, you can actually pivot and go to another way with another product, with another solution, or even with the whole new idea. So, and when I ask what is a startup, there are lots of definitions. So I'm giving you a little bit of theories here. So again, my favorite, just like very in one, literally in one sentence and one word, startup is an experiment. We don't really know. We don't know if your idea is going to work. But my favorite definition of startup is by Steve Blank, who actually has a few books of his own as well. So if you guys want to read some more like entrepreneurial kind of stuff, because my book is absolutely focusing on financing ventures. So anything you want to know about venture capital, pluses and minuses. I'm definitely not sugarcoating venture capital. In fact, it's quite opposite. So, and I've got a few venture capital people who probably pissed with me, but like every sentence, every statement in my book is backed by facts, and you're more than welcome to check out yourself. And I think that media is overemphasizing the impact of venture capital that basically finance 0.1% of companies. That's again, that's a data, that's a statistic. Most companies are financed through friends and family, angel investing, and now obviously we have crowdfunding, we have SBA funds, Small Business Administration Fund, that are basically number one financer of startups in this country, which is again, some people probably would be surprised to find out it. So startup is a temporary organization designed to search for a reputable and scalable business model. So again, to launch business is easy, right? So what do we do right now in the digital world? We got a website, we got a few marketing campaigns, boom, we in business. But to actually be able to create the business model that could be replicable in, for example, in other regions, in other countries, or with other products, and scalable, that's definitely requires lots of efforts, lots of experiments, and a little bit of luck. So key elements of startup business model, I'm not going to go through this, but I just wanted to emphasize customer value proposition. Again, remember, guys, I'm a little bit, I'm not like talking right now about financing ventures. Again, guys, we have finance. There are money. There are investors who are constantly looking for capital. If you want to understand the environment, the very first thing to go is basically just go angellist.com. This is number one platform of matching startups with angel investors. And if you can just see, again, angellist.com, you can just go and see what kind of companies right now are looking for capital and how many investors also are available with funds that are looking for capital. Again, the competition is brutal, but again, with a good idea and with the idea that would solve the unmet customer needs, I think you are good to go. I have even in this, like just past 6 months, I have quite a few successful stories of people raising money through crowdfunding, through through AngelList. We have a new wave of what is called SPAC, special purpose acquisition companies. That's a new way to go public. Again, it's the pluses and minuses, as just everything, everything in life. But what I want to emphasize, we need good companies that are actually resolving market problems. And talking on this, sometimes I think, oh my God, everything was already invented. Everything seemed like to be existing. So just see what you can do better, or maybe different, or maybe simplify. I was actually having a presentation in Abu Dhabi a few months ago, where I was supposed to fly, but we had instead Zoom call. And I found, for example, this interesting idea. Mom's Board founder, she created a whole, platform for moms in Middle East. So, talking of which, wanted to also emphasize that we live in a platform-driven world, where if you create a product, that's probably not enough. That's why I keep telling that we should be able to unite with other entrepreneurs all over the world and come up with the ideas that would be able to be utilized in platform framework. And again, I give you just some numbers that the world is connected, especially with the recent events. People who were not even thinking of becoming digital, somehow they becoming digital. So to me, it's all about creating a community. So you are creating a community, you are building a community around your case, you educate your community, and then you try to basically make sure that the community need your product or your services. Again, what problem you resolve that have not been resolved yet. So I wanted also to, and again, I'm happy to send you this presentation, guys, or I guess this presentation will be online. There are some, several numerous. I just give you, pretty much a few of them top, I guess, platforms where you can find the customers. Again, entrepreneurship, we need to start from the basis. Entrepreneurship is not about looking for financiers, right? Entrepreneurship is about looking for customers. So for some people all over the world, I assume that's our audience, check out just a few platforms like that and see if you can find customers there. So again, not every business needs, financing. So if you are a solo entrepreneur, or if you have, more localized business, so that's the platforms you might want to check out. So back to our, core topic. Again, just a little bit of, macro view. We always have internal funds, we have external funds. Just to warn some first-time entrepreneurs, you need to have your skin in the game. Skin in the game is basically money, funds, your own funds, your family funds that you put in your own business. Because obviously, if you don't have your own skin in the game and you go out and ask people for money, it is it's hard to justify the idea, because people would say, hey, listen, why would I risk my own money if you can't even risk your own money? So you at some point when you are at the stage of launching business, you got to have a bit of your own money. You got to be able to raise money from family and friends, and there are plenty of stories. I mean, God, Jeff Bezos was raising, primarily money from friends and family, college friends. So before, going out, you definitely have to have a bit of your own skin in the game, and only after that you you should ask for for money from strangers, as we say, and that's basically crowdfunding. So we have internal funds, we have external funds. Internal funds, and again, the bootstrapping, right? It's your your money you save, your family and friends' money. You probably sell the only car you have. This just creativity has no limit. So then we have external, right? We have debt finance, we have equity finance, we have public finance. So that's a little bit of theory. So again, as I keep telling everyone these days, do not worry about funds. There are funds, there are tools available. And again, I have a book, as I call, 500 pages baby, that outline pretty much in details what tools are appropriate for which stage and for which venture. Again, if you are a startup with no revenue, no traction, and your team has no track record of building companies or having some exits, it's probably not very wise to go and ask money from venture capital. So for some reason, even more mature entrepreneurs for some reason think about raising venture capital. But again, guys, venture capital is a very rare asset class that targeting a very certain type of companies with a very clear exit strategy, a very, very clear metrics that would give them a certain return of capital. Again, think about the fact that venture capitalists are institutional investors, and they have the fiduciary obligation for their limited partners to return a certain amount of money that they've been invested. So if you're not building 200 million company, then that probably venture capital is not your venue. Again, as I also explain in my book, there are different types of venture capital. There is traditional venture capital sitting in Silicon Valley, but then we have micro venture capitalists right now that can write you a check as just angel investors, 50,000, 100,000. Then we have also corporate venture capital, CVCs. Also, you can check it out and educate yourself. Again, through my book, or just simply Googling, Google corporate venture capital and see what it is all about. I'm particularly very interested in crowdfunding, and as you can see from from this chart, crowdfunding is basically the tool that you can get to when you are still on the very early stage. And again, when the financing, venture financing is a stage financing, right? And the very early stage, obviously, it's very hard to find money because, in a way, you have little traction, if any. You are still experimenting, and if you're experimenting, as you understand, you might make mistakes, right? And mistakes are costly, so you went not to the market you were supposed to. The product wasn't good enough, and so on. So crowdfunding has its own pluses and minuses. We have guys like Kickstarter or Indiegogo, but we also have guys like WeFunder.com. This is equity-based crowdfunding. I very much encourage you guys. No matter what you do, just go to website, like WeFunder.com, or for example, StartEngine.com, and just look at the projects. Just look at the projects, and you can invest. I don't know, $50, $100 yourself, and see how it was. Just simply for educational purpose. As I believe that crowdfunding is in our digital world, that's in just a few more years, we will be talking much more about crowdfunding than venture capital. So, and Gordon, I think that you are giving me you are giving me a hint that
just a little hint.
How much time I have?
How much do you want?
Oh, well, you saw I have 300 slides. So I just,
Hey,
I just wanted to show you.
Do you want to be here 3 days, or
Yeah.
what works for you? Tell me what you need. What do you need?
Yeah.
What would you like?
No. Well, I'll just, I'm going to wrap things up. So because I know that, you guys wanted 30 minutes, so I'm thinking that I'm already.
Is 5 minutes good? Here, 5 solid minutes. Go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So another thing is that I see lots of people that are talking, I have this innovative idea. So I started to research a bit on it. What is actually innovative idea? And with the in interactive audience, I usually ask, hey, listen, guys, what do you think about, what is how do you define if your business idea is innovative? So I've got this bit of the framework, which I hope that entrepreneurship is, again, I love, and especially since I'm teaching entrepreneurial finance, for example, it's a bit of art, but also science and practice. So no matter what, we need to have a framework. We need to really understand what are we doing and why, because there is absolutely no way when you just throw your darts and something is going to work. So innovation is basically invention multiplied by commercialization. So you can have invention, but it wouldn't be actually innovation as long as you commercialize it. So that's very important. So that's why there are some academic institutions, and especially I know that in emerging countries, for example, like Russia, I know that there are quite a few research-driven institutions with probably very interesting inventions. But again, if you don't really commercialize that, this is not innovation. But I also don't want to discourage, first-time entrepreneurs, especially young guys, young people who say, "Well, listen, I don't know what to innovate. I don't know." Again, this is not how you basically come to be entrepreneur. So to be entrepreneur, you come with the idea to resolve a problem, whether it's an innovative idea or not. This is what market will tell you. You are basically resolving problem. So, and if you look for any successful cases in company, and I've been studying a lot. I mean, Harvard was really great in that. Harvard Publishing has, it's called, Harvard cases, where you basically study, successful and unsuccessful. By the way, I love also to study unsuccessful, companies, and it's amazing how the line is so thin between being successful and unsuccessful in business. So innovation doesn't need to be some kind of invention. You can have an innovative business model. Like, for example, think about Uber. They didn't really invent anything. You still have app. You have cars. They didn't invent car. They didn't invent apps. They invented the approach, the new approach. So you can invent a new approach. You can invent a new business model. You need to also understand. That's also another thing that I see a lot with the new business ideas. You need to also understand how you capitalize on this idea, right? Because if you don't if you don't know how to capitalize on your idea, that's not a business. That's that's basically the hobby. And it's great to have a hobby. Of course, I play piano, for example. I have my paintings, as you can see that. But in business, you need to also understand who is your customer. So before you go on, to any venues, like, again, crowdfunding, look for angel investors, or apply, for example. That's another program, guys. I highly recommend. Go to ycombinator.com and see what programs they have this is number one. This is number one accelerator in the world. I believe the competition is pretty brutal there, but it should not be. It never should be, discouraging you. Obviously, you always try, to apply and speak with people, and but again, as I also tell in my book, it's good to knock through a lot of doors. When you're asking for funds, when you're asking for money, but are you even on the right street? So that's why you need to understand the the metrics, who is looking for what kind of investors are available, what kind of criteria they apply. Again, I am talking about this in details in my book, but the whole point of my presentation, because I was thinking, what should I broadcast to the world? So I could give you the whole outline of what investors are looking for, what criteria, and so on. And again, it's in my book. But I also just realized, guys, we need good ventures. We need to resolve problems. And what's interesting, there is such a research report called CB Insights, and they do admirable job. Every year they publish the report on why VC-backed companies fail. And I've been following such annual reports at least for the past 3-4 years.
Victoria, I hate to do this.
Uh-huh. I'll just finish that, and
we need to give you an hour, basically.
Yeah. Go so I'll just finish this and I'll shut up. So I've been following this report, guys, and number one reason of VC-backed companies, guys, that's the companies that been scrutinized a lot, because VCs are doing great job on their due diligence. Number one reason why VC-backed companies failed: there was no market need. And it has been this reason for the past 3-4 years. And I find this is very, very sad. So we basically create products that no one needs. So we have, right now, we guys have over 4 million digital apps. 4 million digital apps, but still no flying cars. So anyway, so always ask, who's your customer? How is your customer acquire your why any customer would pay for your product? Because we only pay for the product when we need it, when we want it. And then you basically follow the script that I've been talking about in terms of financing. Amazing. So the most important question is, what market problem you're resolving, which has not been resolved yet.
Отлично.
Хорошо. Спасибо.
Я люблю. Okay, that was awesome. Victoria, thank you so much. We're ending Digital Week Online on a high note. We had the famous Victoria Silchenko, published author, professor, genius, the capital whisperer, I will call her. Look at that. I bought it on Kindle.
Thank you so much. No, guys, seriously, it's from the heart. It's from the heart. And hold on, let me just... and by the way, just to let you know, for example, remember I told you that like literally every page has some.
Okay, listen, team. If I bought the book, you need to buy the book. And yes, I'm writing a book. Okay, I'm calling again.
Just wanted to find some one shot, but of course I can't. So yeah.
Love
okay,
you.
Guys. Okay.
Bye.
Okay,
Great
guys.
show.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Thanks, Victoria. Bye.